group of kids who love zombies, who are just fantasizing about zombies, and like, oh, if there's a zombie apocalypse, we're going to do so well, we've got all these equipments, and then someone comes up and is like, you don't know what, zombies are fictional, if they attacked, who knows what they would do, and like, zombies are attacking, and zombies come out, and they're vomiting sharks on people, and you just can't, there's no way, it's fictional, so who knows what they would do. So I feel like that's here, like, he's a human-shark hybrid. If he bites you, maybe you turn into a zombie, maybe you turn into a pelican, no one knows, it could be anything.
You could turn into a pelican?
I don't know.
Is that like Jurassic Park? Are you saying were pelicans in Jurassic Park?
They're flying at the end. That's pelicans. Yeah.
What if that was someone who got bit by one of the sharks?
There's a flock of them. Maybe. Yeah. That's just the everyone who died in Jurassic Park is now a pelican. It's canon.
Oh, I think that's the point.
Yeah. That's the whole point of the film.
As soon as they get bit, their body transfers into a pelican.
Because dinosaurs are ancestors of birds. And LL Cool J ate them.
Because a time machine brought him back. Now, I love this song. I don't think we're hating on it. I just want to figure out.
I love this song.
Of it. Yeah, it's beautiful. And listen, he was a multi platinum selling artist by this time. I mean, he was just a huge star. I mean, the album before this went super platinum. His album after this, GOAT, Greatest of All Time, failed to. It just went gold in 2000, which is kind of a bummer. But I mean, yeah, so I'm not attacking his songwriting. I just love that so many songs are boring. This song is not, and I think that's why I love it, because it's kind of a funky song.
Yeah, I wrote down that it's a bop,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Do you think it's a little long?
I was just going to say that I appreciate for how long and I didn't want to say thought out that it is, but it's very long.
I would say a solid minute of it is him repeating "Deepest Blue as my heart is like a shark's fin." So you could easily cut out a quarter of the song by just reducing it down to maybe every time he says it, say it twice, and then you're done. You don't need to fade out singing it at the end.
Jay, can you make a re-edit?
Sure.
Where does this rank in the pantheon of? So I was looking up some songs that were part of soundtracks in the '90s, and I mean, you got the Ninja Rap, you had Will Smith stuff from Men in Black, Wild Wild West. Hit 'Em High from Space Jam. Oh my gosh, that was an awesome song. Public Enemy, Do the Right Thing. You had the song the Kendrick Lamar song from Black Panther, and also, I mean, Nate Dogg and Warren G's Regulate from '94. I used to call MTV and request that video because I love that song so much because it sampled Young Guns. Regulators. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that for Above the Rim.
I'm afraid I do not.
Oh, you should listen to it. It's a good song.
See, for me, 90s movie music is like, I don't want to miss a thing. Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah. Titanic, stuff like that.
Yeah, and Everything I Do It For You. The really cheesy anthem, rock ballads kind of thing. Still listen to them today. Still love them today.
That Thing You Do.
Yeah, hell yes.
That song for That Thing You Do is quite excellent because they had to write a song that could believably be a number one song. So I feel like that makes it harder because sometimes you'll hit a certain tone or you'll be there at the right place at the right time, or you'll just say tub thumping a lot or chumbawump. I don't know. When I get knocked down, something like that happens. But to recreate a number one song that's brand new, that's doubly as hard. And they did it. That's a good jam.
Yeah, it's like in Inside Llewyn Davis, Please Mr. Kennedy. Great song. It's a fantastic song. It's on my running playlist. It's great to run to. And it got shut out by the Oscars. I think it was like everyone's favourite song that year, and didn't get nominated by the Oscars because in the film it's supposed to be a terrible song. It's just like a really cheesy, poppy. No one really appreciates it. It's a moneymaker kind of a song, but it's great. It succeeds in doing that, and it got ignored because the Academy wants to reward like proper art rather than what this is trying to be, which is a shame. Anyway,
quick question for you, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched That Thing You Do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I saw that. I've seen it once when it came out on VHS, I'm sure.
Got it. So that band, Jonathan Sheck, Tom Everett Scott, Giovanni Ribisi, and Ethan Embry, they're in the Deep Blue Sea scenario. Who lives? Like, who's the only survivor, and who dies first?
I'll say Giovanni Ribisi dies first. He was in my head.
Yes, I completely agree. 100%.
Doesn't he duck out anyway?
Doesn't matter. He dies. He has never survived a film.
And who lives?
Give me the other three real quick.
Tom Everett Scott, Ethan Embry, and Jonathan Sheck.
Isn't Steve Zahn's in there at some point, isn't he?
Yeah, Steve. Wait, who did I say? Timothy Zahn. Steve Zahn. Okay, Steve Zahn, Ethan Embry. Giovanni Ribisi gets injured.
Yes, and then Steve Zahn steps in.
Tom Everett Scott comes in because Gio gets his hand broken. Man, I messed that one up. So it's the 5 of them.
Well, we've established Ribisi is the Scoggins. He dies.
Yeah, he gets injured right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Jim. Yeah, he gets injured, then taken out.
That translates to death. He dies first.
The arm injury.
I want to say maybe Ethan Embry is the only. It would be down to Ethan Embry and Steve Zahn.
Whoa, I love it. Because Embry's, I think he goes and joins the military. He's quite wiry. I like it. Good. Mm-hmm. Sheck would go quick. That makes me happy. Watch Cheap Thrills, by the way. It's a very good movie with Ethan Embry.
It is, yes.
Oh, wow. We've talked about this before.
I think it's come up, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, I like that.
Cheap Thrills, I have seen that, and I think I did like an email interview with the director.
Oh, nice.
This was like years and years ago.
Yeah, with like David Koechner and Sarah Paxton, where the dares keep getting worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And watch anything with Steve Zahn's in, because he's never been bad. Steve Zahn's just good in everything.
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
Yeah.
What was the article for?
That was just for my blog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
To the escape hatch. Gotta plug it.
Yes. To the escape hatch.
I loved. I bought that in a Blu-ray machine at an Alamo Drafthouse.
Nice.
That's the greatest invention on the planet. I miss Alamo Drafthouse. You can buy Blu-rays from vending machines. It's beautiful. I miss them. Just want to let y'all know that.
I've never been.
Oh yeah, they're fun. Good IPA. Pretentious IPAs. They're really strict with rules, and you can get Blu-rays in vending machines. Nothing's better. If they're showing Deep Blue Sea in an aquarium that was built into an Alamo Drafthouse.
With LL Cool J singing and dancing in the middle of it.
That would be like a $2,000 ticket.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't pay that because I don't have that, but I would watch a recording.
I would do it
legally, of course.
Oh gosh. So I mean, did you ever listen to the song just casually when it wasn't part of like watching the credits on this, or was it just for the podcast? Did you ever just put this on and jam out to it?
I don't think I have. I don't know why, because it is great. I mean, I've listened to it a few times today, and it's fantastic. But I don't think I've never heard it on the radio for reasons unknown. But it should be played more often. Like, I don't really listen. Yeah, I'm gonna add it to my playlist. Yeah.
Yeah, when you do all your running,
rotation,
pick up random DVDs.
Yeah, actually, this would be a good song to run to.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, get you pumped up. That's for sure.
I think it's known as being a bad song. Like, whenever it's come up before, it's sort of negative. But when I was listening to it for this, like I wrote, it's a bop. It's a worse version of It Slaps, Jay.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah.
For this, I listened to it. I thought it was great.
And you know what it is too? I think it's just the same as Deep Blue Sea. People say it's so bad it's good, but then I think they equate that with this song too, because it is. Anytime a song just stops you in your tracks, and you're like, "Is the ocean haunted?" That to me is a good song, because I listen to a lot of music, and you just let it happen. You don't connect with it, and you never ever rarely stop and go, "Did that happen?" So yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's endlessly creative. It's really long. I mean, a 4-minute song.
There's a lot of lyrics. We've barely touched the surface of them.
My hat is like a shark's fin is silly. That, I mean, a lot of the lyrics are silly, but what does that mean? I mean, is LL Cool J known for wearing hats?
In the video, he's got like a do-rag, tied over his head, not like a shark's fin.
Well, you know, the Kangol that he used to wear, like he was synonymous with the Kangol on his head.
Is there a Kangol with a shark's fin on it?
It's kind of the anti-shark's fin hat. But there is a picture right now that says LL Cool J's hats. The 5 most important LL Cool J hats on MTV. Do you want me to read them to you?
By all means. I will recognize none of them.
The 5 most. You have A Man of Many Hats, LL Cool J. The Beanie. So he went through a beanie. He's going through a beanie phase in his dad years, right? And then 4, the leather top hat that he wore to the 91 VMAs. So he wore a floppy top hat in the early 90s. And then he had a bunch of them wearing them around. You see examples through this post on MTV. Then he had the flat cap, which James's go-to fancy cap has been a perennial favorite since the 2000s, when he started wearing them with increasing frequency, signaling a shift from his youthful street fashion sensibly to a more sophisticated wardrobe. Then the ball cap, that was kind of just picture him 97 with a FUBU cap on. And then let's see, and then it goes the Kangol bucket. That was when he wore an 85 when he was kind of getting started. So he had the Kangol bucket, and then he started kind of wearing the hat. Then he moved into the flat cap. In the 90s, he had a leather top hat phase, and now he's been wearing the beanie a lot.
So I think people interpret that lyric as his hat looks like a shark's fin. But what he's saying is it's like you get that same fear. Like if you see a shark's fin break the surface of the water, it's terrifying. If you see just a Kangol hat coming through a crowd, you know it's LL Cool J. It's terrifying.
Yeah, the video starts with him like rising up from the water, the top of his head first, which has got the do-rag on it, and it's slowly, so he's like emerging like a shark's fin. So yeah, it's not. It looks like it represents. It makes you feel like you've seen a shark's fin.
I wondered if that was an Aliens reference. You know the part in Aliens where it comes out of the water behind Newt? That's what that reminded me of.
Okay.
Now, I wondered if that was like an intentional homage to that.
Yeah. So in the original, there's a song called 1987's "I'm Bad." Like MCs can't win. I make them rust like tin. They call me Jaws. My hat is like a shark fin. So that's where the lyric came from. Was a 1997 or 1987 song, which makes sense then if you think about it. So if he's trying to call back what you're saying, Robert, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
MCs can't win. I make them rust like tin. They call me Jaws. My hat is like a shark's fin. Interesting. This song just got kind of deep too. You see him. My hat makes him. Oh no! I didn't even pick up on that. Oh man. No, but yeah, people make fun of it, but I love it.
I mean, it's easy to make fun of it. It's called Deepest Bluest. My hat is like a shark's fin. It's low hanging fruit.
No, I love it.
I love it too.
I've always seen it. Is that way? So remember we had Billy Patterson on the show, and for years he thought it was head, and he and a guy actually got into a fight when they were teenagers when they weren't 47 when they got into the fight. They were in their teens, and he got into a little scuffle because of a head hat thing. But for me, I've always just accepted it. It makes sense to me.
And I've heard people get it confused, thinking it's hand. My hand is like a shark's fin, as if they're like you're swimming with your hand above your head. Like,
wait, so there's hand, head, and hat?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I just want to say before we get into like closing out the show and everything, I know some people might not listen to the credits. I don't understand that, or the plugs at the end. This is not the last show we're doing. DWC is going to continue. We have a show next week on. We've tracked someone down who saw the original ending. And we've got them in to talk about the original ending, so come back next week to hear that, and then we'll have a wrap-up episode, and then we will continue. There'll be more in the future. Do not unsubscribe yet. Please stick with us. Just wanted to say that now, like mid-show, so people still can hear it. Please keep listening. We love you all.
Yeah, and we got a lot more coming.
Yeah, oh hell yes, there's much more. Don't you worry. But Robert, do you have any final thoughts on the end of the film? So sad.
Well, there is one last thing I wanted to bring up about the video, since we're still kind of on that. The synchronized swimming, is that totally out of place or totally in place?
I didn't One more time?
Is it out of place for the rest of the video, or is it just kind of go with the vibe of the video?
I feel like
I didn't like it at first. It's kind of. I think I like it.
I feel like it's a 90s music video, so you have to have scantily clad women dancing in it. It's just it's written it's carved in stone somewhere. So if they weren't there, the people like, what are we doing? Why are we watching this? What's going on here? So given that fact that they must be there, then having them as synchronized swimmers makes sense because it's a water-based film. It's great. Yeah. It works really well, and then having them as being the prey that he's going after at the end, they're part of the narrative. I don't know what the narrative is, but they're part of it.
Yeah. I mean, they
A
could
lot
have
of
just been them
movies don't-
standing around in the water.